You got a best friend, it seems like in the NBA that go by. He on my team too. LeBron James. And y'all get brought up a lot. You know what I'm saying? About how close y'all is, especially during the playoffs and all this stuff. I want to know, but it's for you though. I want to know, how do y'all keep that competitive edge, even though this is your homie, y'all doing handshakes, you had his birthday parties and all this stuff, but then y'all got to play. How you keep that edge, man?
Well, I think, number one, when you step on the court, there's no friends. Mm-hmm. Like, I think, here's what I will say. As I've gotten older in my career, I don't just go out on the court with the I hate you mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I used to go out with the I hate you mindset to everybody. Like, and not be able to, like, separate the two. You know, as I've gotten older in my career, I can separate the two. Number one, I'm not really going out on the court with an I hate you mindset to anyone anymore because, like, you just have to mature from that, you know? And so, like, that's one thing that I've learned that I had, like, don't get me wrong, like, I can tap into that. But, like, it's cool to tap into that every now and then. Right. Not just going out there like I fucking hate the world. Because for years, like, I rallied on that. You know, like, I would use that as, like, fuel to, like, go out and destroy somebody. Right. Just like this I hate you mindset. And in turn, like, I ruined relationships and shit, like, with guys that I had relationships with. And that didn't feel good either, you know? And so trying to find the balance of you're standing in the way of something that I'm trying to get and something that I'm trying to do. And yet knowing that this is basketball and I'm going to lead this basketball court and what happens on this basketball court should probably stay on this basketball court. But there becomes a line that you get to and you cross that line and it no longer stays there. It's now off the basketball court. And that's the line that I've tried to learn not to cross. As far as us being as tight as we are, like, that's my big brother. Love him to death. And ain't nothing changing that. Like, our relationship is what, I mean, the only thing changing it is our relationship continues to grow. Right. And it is what it is. And people going to complain about, like, oh man, y'all friends and you on a, but like, best of friends work at Google and Apple. Right. Like, best of friends, one on work at Twitter and one on work at Facebook. Right. It happens everywhere. But they ain't, but like, somebody work at McDonald's and somebody work at Taco Bell. Right, exactly. Like, but it's not an issue. You know, it's like, oh, that's cool. But because ours is on display in front of the world, then it's like, oh, it's an issue. What I'm here to tell people is you probably shouldn't concern yourself with that because there's nothing you can do about it and it doesn't affect your life. Even if I go out and lose this game, it don't affect your life. Unless you decided to put money on it and that's your issue. And even if I go win this game, doesn't really affect your life. And so to worry about what I do outside of that, you probably should save yourself the time and invest it elsewhere. Right. Because if you invest, what I do know is if you invest time in said thing, you get better at that thing. And that thing then does more for you than you're necessary. Like, I've invested so much time in the basketball. Basketball now does more for me than I do for the game of basketball. So if you can invest your time in said thing, you can possibly be great at something. So you probably shouldn't invest your time in wondering about our relationship. But yeah, how I separate the two though is like, at the end of the day, I'm trying to win these basketball games and I'm trying to win these championships. And if you stand in the way of that, you stand in the way of that. And we're gonna battle and like, I'll take your head off. And like, to this day, I still take Bron's head off, no problem. Like when we on the court, and he's still gonna try to take my head off, no problem when we on the court. But like,
call him after the game.
There is a respect and a love that's there that no basketball is going to change, no game is going to change, no series is going to change. Like, that love and that respect and that brotherhood is there. And ain't none of this changing that. And if you want it to, or if you hoped it would, or if you think it does, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. But yeah, none of these things aren't changing that. Like, outside of this basketball game, there is a life that we have and a life that we live. And the one thing and what we've built I'll go far beyond these next 3-4 years or however long I'm playing or he's playing. Like it'll go far beyond that. And so to think that like we're gonna go out there, like I used to be mad disrespectful on the basketball court. I did. I was young and like sue me. Like I'm sorry. Like to those that I disrespected, I'm sorry. Like, but that's what I knew. Like that's how I grew up playing. And like I've learned to not be that way. But like I used to be mad disrespectful on the basketball court. If you think I'm gonna go back to that and take that same disrespect and like disrespect my brother, I'm sorry, I can't.
Yeah.
So if you think that's like, oh, that's affecting how hard you go, stop it. Like, because y'all still complain that I do too much. So make up your mind, right? Like you still complain that I do too much. But don't for 1 second think this is just gonna be some disrespect and I'm gonna go out. What they became accustomed to seeing was like how I acted when he was in Cleveland. Because again, I was the mad, disrespectful young motherfucker out there trying to make a living.
Right.
Like I was fighting for my livelihood, trying to make my impact on the NBA. What better impact on the NBA than to like battle it out with LeBron James? Like what? Like how much better of a statement can you make?
Exactly.
And so I'm sorry if like that's what somebody got accustomed to and that's what they still expect, but it ain't that and it won't be that.
Yeah.
I love it. Look, the NBA season is done, but that doesn't mean Prize Picks is. Guess what sport I'm making money on now? Baseball, baby. Look, I'm up big thanks to Mookie Betts and Mike Trout, who are helping me cash in this season. But I got to let people know what Prize Picks is. I got to do that. Prize Picks is a daily fantasy app. You pick 2 to 6 players like the video on your screen, then pick if they will have more or less than their Prize Picks projections. You aren't competing against other people. It's just you versus the projections available. Look, I know how much I won, but let me tell the people how much they can win. Look, you can win up to 25 times your money on any entry. And on top of that, all first-time users that deposit and use our promo code PodcastP will receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100. That means if you deposit $20, Prize Picks will give you $20. If you deposit $100, Prize Picks will give you $100. And like I always say, Dallas, what we say? Dallas, he ain't here. Cha-ching!